Good morning, everyone. My name is Michelle, and this is Shelby Creations. Today we're going to be continuing in our album, and what we're going to work on today are the center 2 pages here. We need to get these done before we can work on this one, because we'll be attaching to this page. So where we left off was we did the pocket on this one, and we did the tag for it. But what I want to do is to add some journaling space. Now, this is, one of our little pages that we had made, and it's too big because it blocks the hole, the reinforcing hole on that side, so we need to cut it down. And let's see, we can figure out where. We need to be just shy of that second mark there. We'll go ahead and get this cut down, get this done, and then move on to our other pages here. 1, 2, come in just a little shy of that one. Make sure we're even. Get rid of that. Come back here, move you out of the way. I'm going to ink up the top part here. And again, we're using walnut stain on this one. Now this is just regular copy paper. See here, out some tape. Well, if I can find the ends. Here we go. Put some tape on here. Go to the end there. I don't know what happened to Jack this morning. There he is. And get right to the edge of this, so that we won't have any peel-ups. Side to corner. Oops. Let's try it this way. Move that part out of the way here. And we'll do the side. We've been finally having some nice days here. Weather's been a little on the cool side at night. We actually got down in the 60s past couple of nights. So, of course, windows are open, and the cats are enjoying that. So we got that done. Pull out. I'll see if I can get it off my fingernails first. Okay, one, because I don't want to poke through the paper, and I've done that before. It left such a terrible rip. I had to stop everything and go print out another piece of paper. There we go. Now I don't want to use wet glue on this because I don't want it to buckle. So I'm going to pull out the Fabri-Tac. Fabri-Tac seems to help the paper stay flat, flatter than regular wet glue, because it is a silicone-based glue. We don't need much. Let's see which way do I want to. This way to go. Make sure I'm. So if it pulls that way, then I want this way. So we'll go here. Down below there. Don't want to block that corner there. There we go. And then, see, this fell back here. Ah! I can't pick things up in the morning. Get it all smoothed out underneath, because you don't really want to write on something that's bumpy. There. That feels much better. Now we need something to, a piece of seam binding here to make our pull with. Stick it through one side, and just going to pull that through. I'll pull each side so we get a nice snug fit. Trim off our ends. We don't want them looking all ravelly. Let's go there, and that side's in, and that little one's done. So now on to our center pages. Now I've already made up what I want to do here. Pull out all the pieces so that you can see. I want to fold out, and I want it to fold this way, and then this whole thing will fold out. Make sure I'm in frame this way. So we're going here, so we got to fold here. This will be a pocket, and then we'll have a fold out here. So, and what I want to do is I want to connect it to this page simply by folding it over, which is why I left these squared. So what we need to do is we need to make the one for this side, and it's really quite simple. Now in the pocket on here we'll have a tag. I know it's hard to see, it's white on white, and on this side we'll have a flip up. So let me ink these right quick so you have some idea of, maybe better to be easier to see that way. Just do that one side. Come around here. We'll get these going. And then this will slip in that pocket. And this, what we're going to do is we're going to let that fold over there before we seal our pocket. And this underneath here will mat, so that that'll be a flip up there. We may even put a magnet under there to hold it closed. So we need to do the same thing on this side, so we have matching sides. Now what I started off with was a huge 11 by 17 sheet. Now I know at first I was kind of skeptical about buying the larger sheets, but when you're getting, I don't know whether they come in 250, 500 sheets, whatever you get them at. When you look at it, you're actually getting two 8.5 by 11s. When they're cut, you can cut it straight down the middle. So you're actually getting double when you buy the larger sheets. So what I did was I took my 11 by 17 and I cut it down to a 12-inch sheet, and then you've got a 5-inch strip left over. Don't throw away your 5-inch strip. We're going to use that too. So this is easy. There's no measuring on this one except what, just fitting it to the page. I'm going to line it with the bottom. I'm going to come up here and mark it at the top, right there, and that's where I'm going to cut at. So I'll be right back. Because my cutter's on the other side of the desk. Make sure it's even. Take a slice. So this is going to be our page here, and this is our extra. We'll use that one in a few minutes. So we're not really wasting anything. Now I know clear off my desk here, get things out of my way. I know I want to start with a 1/2 inch score line. This will be the part that fits over the edge of our existing page. So I've got that. Come in here and just flip that up and burnish it down. Make sure we got a nice crisp fold. Then we're going to come back to our page. And we have to remember, when this folds, we don't want what's coming over to be past this mark here. If so, it's not going to bend right. So I'm going to fit that there, come in here, and I'm going to mark just shy of that fold right there. We're going to do another score line. Let's see if I can get this, line that up there. It's not coming out that way. Let's try this way. Just a little. If it doesn't fit quite to a mark, go to the nearest one. I'm going to do these down twice. Make sure we get a good fold. Alright, scoot that out of the way. And then when I fold this back, I want to make sure that my page is even. All in there. My bone folder. Score that down. Now for the pocket, what I want to do is, well, that wasn't quite even up top. So I'm going to put that where it needs to go and then just bring that back down again. There we go. Now the first one we made, our first fold, is how I'm going to measure where this gets folded at. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to match them right up there. Make sure it's even up top. See, very little measuring. It's mainly match and fold. And make a mark on that score line. Very simple. Come up here. Oh, turn it around. And align that up with one of my valleys there and bring it down. And then do the same thing when you fold it over. Match your top and bottom. And there we go. Only our pocket's going to be on the inside. So, not a problem. I'll fold it over and score. That's how easy that page is. Now, for our outside flip, I'm going to take the smaller of the two. I'm going to measure where I want it to stop at. Where's the other? We can just do it from this one. It's maybe easier for you to see. Here, match my top. Down along the, well, one side or the other. Which is, okay. And just going to make a mark there. And a mark here. Very, very simple. Oops. May help if I don't want the school board for that. Pull out my little guillotine. Line that mark up and chomp. Come along the side. Now see how we've got a little bit over here? That's not going to be, let's see if you can see it. Alright. That's not going to be a problem. If you're finding out that it's a bit longer, what we can do, we're going to come up here and go ahead and score our 1/2 inch. Down that way. That doesn't look straight to me. Let's try this again. Oh, it was a little off. Not a problem. We just do it again. In. We've got that. Now, if you've done what I've done, your score line was a little off down there. Set your top where it's even, and then run it down. And it usually works. I'm not going to say it works all the time, but it usually works. Now we can come back. Also going to fold it this way so that we've got our mark. And fit that in. Come to our line. And it's just a matter of chopping off that piece. Now I wanted the scalloped end on that one, and this is a We Are Memory Keepers chomper. This one has the stub and the scallop, and voila, that's done. Very simple. Alright, that was that part to it. Now what we need to do is we need our tag. So we're going to come in and from the same one, Very simple. We're going to cut our tag. And I'm going to do the same type of measuring. Actually, not actual measure, but where I want it to go. I've got a line this way, and I'm going to come down here and put my line here. So I've got my 2 lines. Come back with my guillotine, and I'll cut this way, come around and cut. Make sure I'm even this side, and well, don't want to pick up. We've got our square for our tag. Again, I'm going to do a scallop on the top, just like that, and the 1/2 inch corner rounder will come on the bottom. Easy way to do a tag, easy peasy, and we're all for easy. My regular hole puncher, and there'll be good. So we've got our components made. We have our 2 flips. We have our 2 tags. We have our 2 pages. Now, very simple. I'm going to go through here, ink these up right quick. I reckon I should have figured out which way that was going to fold in before I did that. But, oh well. It's one of those mornings. Now I'm going to do both sides of this fold, just because it may show. And it's easier to do it beforehand than it is after. So if this goes on the page here, this goes onto here, so it will fold like that. So I'll do this side here. That's that one. And then I'm going to cut. I'm not worried about all that down there, because that's not going to show. So I'm not really worried about inking that. I know usually I have all this done, but it's been a crazy morning here. Make sure I get both sides of that. And that one's, oops, I missed a side, I think. Okay. That one's done. Make sure I get this right. There are times when I've gone inking crazy and inked areas that I really didn't need to ink. Right, come down here. Yeah, that's the right way. Do outside, do inside, come down this side. I'm not really concerned about, making sure my inking job is perfect, because all it's doing is just highlighting the edges, knocking the edge back so the white doesn't show. Let's see, have I missed anything? Yep, I knew it. This way. I'll get it all done. I tried to get a lot of this prepped ahead of time, but did not work out that way this morning for some reason. Like everything got started going this way and that way. Had to come home, got home from work, worked on this a little bit, stopped, had to pick something to eat. It seemed like almost everybody was hungry this morning. And then Amore's been in rare form with the cooler weather. Of course, she thinks she's a lap dog. Yeah. 100-some pound lap dog. But when she wants attention, she gets attention. Is that one done? At least I didn't have to do a remake this morning. There are some days I come in here to video and she's just in rare form and talking up a storm. Granted, she doesn't bark. I don't think I've ever heard her bark. But she will put her 2 cents worth in and not think twice about it. Okay. Now, let's start with one page. And what we're going to do is we're going to put the tape on this flap. Where'd it go? Here it is. Let's see. I'm going to come down here next to the edge. Go all the way down on this one. And I'm going to peel it up. That's not going to work for me this morning. Mainly because it's cardstock. Well, I covered up my trash bin. And fine tip glue. Ooh. Make sure that still squeezes. Always put your lid on your Fabri-Tac. Because if that nozzle gets gummed up, that's hard to get cleaned out. Yeah, I had that happen to me once too. So, in order to fit this, I'm going to try and do it so y'all can see it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set this down, fold it over, and fit it to the edge first, right where I want it to go, and then fold that part down. Because that way, you've already got it closed. And that fits there. Come in here and touch up the ink here and here, and that page is in. Now, before I close up my pocket, I want my flap to go here. I flip up. That'll go there, but I want it under this edge here. So, I'm going to do the same thing. Come in here. And put down my tape. Take my tape off. And then my glue. Now, fold out that pocket. And I'm going to center this where I want it to go. Hello friends, I am back. I have no idea what happened. My camera cut off, and of course, I didn't find out about it till after I had finished putting all the pages together. So, now I've got to bring you up to date. And I went a little ahead so that we wouldn't actually lose a lot of time. One thing I did was I took my little clip off because it was just getting in the way. So what I have finished so far, we'll just pick up from there, is I have the fold out completed. I went ahead and cut the mats so that they would all be ready, and hopefully we won't lose too much time. So what this will end up looking like when we are to there is we've got this part. We will have our flip that goes up. I'm trying to get this down here in frame so you can see it. This flips out, And we have our pocket here. We have when we have our 2 pages here. So that's basically where we're going to play catch up to. Hopefully, keep your fingers crossed. I know I need a new camera. That I'm just going to have to break down and buy one, but I'll put it on my wish list for Christmas. Who knows? So, anyway, what we need to do is, like I said, I've got the flip here, but I have not made the tag for this yet. I did cut it out. I just haven't put a mat on it, on one side or another. What I was thinking was, I love the flowers here, and I don't mind doing this sideways because it's going to fit in the pocket that way, so it will be right side up. But the back, I want it sort of maybe a journaling space, and instead of something with lines, I thought maybe something with a light script to give you a sense of lines. So what I did was I simply took my tag, laid it down, and measured, well, I think I went this way, and measured where I needed it to fit on, see if we do it this way, to fit on my tag. So let me cut these out right quick. I did it on the back of this one and on the back of this one. Or, I wonder, is that too big to go in? Yeah, that's too big to go in there. So we'll make this cut over here. I'll be right back. My cutter does not sit on my desk. It has a home on a little table that sits right over there. Now, where are my marks up top? I think this is it. I know this is one. I hope. Yep, there's one. So this one should be to, yeah, the top one. And, alright, there's both the backs. This one should fit under there. This one should be, yes. And these are just scraps. But, I mean, why not use your scraps for what you need instead of, or should I have cut the other one first? Oh well, we'll come back and do that part. I think I just cut my other mark off. But that's okay. Oh, no, there it is. It's on this page, it's not on that page. I do believe I may have to square these up. Not a problem. The way I do that is I just set it close to the back, and you'll see this is my 1/2 inch mark, and you see I've got a gap. So what I'm going to do is move it over to where it is even, and just, that's all I was off. Just that little bit. Not much. So it's not really going to make much of a difference. Measure these up because I want these to be the same, because my, and then just put a mark here. Now when you're putting a mark on your paper and you're measuring one from another, when you go to cut, make sure you're cutting on the inside of that line right there. If not, one mat will be larger than another, then you're going to have to come back and trim it out. And I see this one is uneven also. So, okay, that one came to 3 3/4. So, I want to make sure this one is at 3 3/4 and it's straight all the way down. There. Yeah, that one was off a little bit. But it's okay. We should be straight now. Keep our fingers crossed. because I can't cut a straight line, even if I tried. Is that gonna... Yeah, that one will work. And that one will work. So, pull out my ink. Ink up these edges right quick. I reckon I should have rounded the edges first. Yep. I probably would forget my head if it was not attached. Make sure I know which way I want up. This way and this way. I'm sure it doesn't matter, but, well, yeah, it does, because I've got the scallops on the top. And I see that on my tag. Alright, there goes the bottom. Come in here, do my scallop, make sure that everything is in there nice and even. And there goes 1 and 2. Now I can eat. See, I started with this one. I had the guy come in yesterday to mow my weeds. I don't care how much grass I put out there, it just does not grow. Weeds, I've got plenty. So he came in yesterday, leveled all my weeds, took out some limbs and stuff that my son had trimmed back. And as a result, it's kicked up my allergies. But that's okay. Now, move this. Well, I can't even pick up stuff this morning. So, what I'm going to do, I've already done the hole, but there's no hole here. And in order to get it, the hole straight, I'll punch that after I put the mats on. As I did them ahead of time, so that y'all could see where I was actually putting them. Everything's on my desk this morning. I need to do another desk cleanup, but it'll wait till after. Hopefully, I can get by till after we finish the album. And I've been putting all my scraps in my little scrap keeper over there. Those things are really nice. The big envelopes with the snap on them. If I start a project, I'll put things that I know I'm going to use in one. My papers, different. I see a sticker or something that I want to add in it, or a certain piece of ephemera, tongue-tied this morning. I just stick them all in that big envelope, and it's ready when I am. And then it also holds all my scraps. And I know I had, oh, I put it back where it belonged. That's why I couldn't find it. So we're going to do one side at a time as far as punching the holes. Because if you put both of them on, you're not going to see where you had your hole. But then I reckon it wouldn't matter, because then you would just punch a new one. So, either way, glue. What do they say? 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. I wonder if that's a saying that's said in more places other than here in the South. We have a lot of weird sayings here. Move this up so you can see what I'm doing. A lot of Southern lingo that if I say it anywhere else, I get weird stares. Okay, just put that back where it was. And there we go. Side one done. Quick and easy. We'll come in, do number 2. It's like I've heard, you know, we're not the only one that says things are easy peasy, and where the term bless your heart does not mean what people would think it means. When you ask about someone's family, or usually you ask, how's your mom and them? We say y'all, and we call everybody dear and darling and hun, and that's just our way. Here we go. And that's stuck. So there, that one's done. Now I want to add a reinforcement to these. Gotta find out what I did with my reinforcement. I had them in a book. Just don't know where I set it at the moment. It was up here. And now it has disappeared. So this is why I clean off my desk, so that I can find what I'm looking for when I'm looking for it. Only now I can't find what I'm looking for. Okay, well, they were up here just a few minutes ago, and now I don't see them. Okay, can't find them? We'll make some. Won't take but just a moment. These are basic Avery reinforcements. I'm going to set that down. I'm going to get out this sheet here, so because it keeps ink off of everything. And I'm simply going to take my blender, and these are just white paper reinforcements, and just rub it on there. You don't have to worry about getting everything even or what. Just as long as they've got color to them. And there we go. I'll color it. If I wanted a different color, I could use any type of inker. My little, the dauber. If you want them darker, you just dab it in the ink more. There we go. Nice and easy, and I'll set these over here so I can find those later. Put the main ones back where they belong, which is probably why I couldn't find them to begin with. Now, on this one, I think I want a little pink. Now, when I put my seam binding through, I just fold it in half, and I like to go in through what I consider the front of the card, because that way, through the whole book, they'll be consistent. The fronts will all look the same. Pull that up. There's that. Where's my scissors? Trim that one. Trim that one. Put those in the trash. And move that one out of the way. Hopefully it will sit there. Push that one out. And then slide that right in there. And it fits. And when it folds out, it will look like that. Now when I close it, I'm going to just fold that down some and then fold it over. We have this, and that side is done. Put my top on my ink. Oh, I don't know why I'm fixing to use it, because now we have to mat all of this side. Now the way I do it, when I'm matting quite a few pages, one thing I don't think was that got recorded with the last video, is the outside pages here. The outside to our center. I simply had a piece of patterned paper, and in all the little digikits and stuff I bought, I found a pocket that I really liked. I like the shape of the top. I like the fact that it has the tabs, which means I can stick more than one tag in here, or I can stick a little mini book in here, and I'm not confined to just one thing. It gives me space. I love the shape, and it's the perfect size. So I simply found a nice cardstock that I liked, and after putting my my mat down, I added my pocket. I haven't done inserts for them yet, but I did do the pockets on both those. This one's this way, yeah, because it was the top of a page. I wanted to use the same paper but a different piece of the same. So this is the mat for this one, this side here. So we'll go ahead, we'll get that done. And then I'll get as much done as I can, so that our last video on this is simply coming back in and adding bling or flowers or whatever we want to dress it up. I do have some lace over here that I'm itching to use. And I find my lace in a lot of different places. Sometimes I'll get them from Joann's or Hobby Lobby. Michael's really doesn't have much. Well, mine doesn't. Yours might. Walmart's good if they've got a craft center. That's a good place to find lace. Thrift stores are my main go-to place here. Now for this one, I went ahead and cut what I wanted on the front and what I wanted to go on the flip side. Now when you're doing a flip like this, when it gets to this part here, you want to be careful that you don't have it up, your pattern upside down. I wanted that little bit of lace to show up top, and that's the way I cut that one out. So careful on your flips. So let's see, let's start with the underside, the bottom part here. Just move everything out of the way. Take off one. Doesn't want to come up this morning. It's almost after, well, it is afternoon. So we started this in the morning and in the afternoon. I have glue on my pokey tool. But anyway, about finding lace. I said you can find it just about anywhere. Thrift stores are good. Sometimes they'll have it in a bag of lace. But what I did was, and I learned this from Pam at the Paper Outpost. She said in one of her videos that when she goes through her closet, if she has a shirt or something that has lace on it, she simply takes it off and uses it. You know, cut it apart. Dismantle it. I don't know where my smoother card is, so I'll just grab another. Well, I decided, why not try the thrift stores? I think she said, oh, there it is. And she said also that thrift stores were a good place to find them. So I started looking. So now when we go to any of the thrift stores or charity shops, I look for blouses and tops and things with lace on it. And I will come home and remove the lace. Now sometimes you can just cut it off. Other times you actually have to go in and remove the stitches. I know some of you are thinking, why go through all that problem? Why not just buy it? Because some of this lace looks antique, and that's what I was looking for. something vintage looking. That'll do. Put that down. Bottom's down. And now top. Yes. My pokey tool is giving me a bit this morning. I don't know if I got glue or what on it, but it seems to be sticky feeling. So I have to clean that off. Alright, now this side. I thought this was a beautiful plant. I didn't get my edges off, but that's okay. It's already down, and nobody's really going to be looking at it. I know, everybody out there will be looking at it. Let me go ahead and stick these. We'll do the pocket last, because we have to... I've got a little trick I use on my pockets when I don't have the tab pockets. Okay, this one's off. Come in, and sometimes I wonder about me. I put things down and can't find them. But you can get a lot of lace just by getting it off of old clothes. A lot of it will be vintage looking anyway by then. Down. Rub that real good. We're going to come in here. Now we're down to our last couple of pages. But matting these, if you cut everything out and size it, get it ready to go, it is so easy and it's so fast. The only thing that took me time was when you have to add this before you can mat, or do this before you do that, and I will lose where I am at when I do that. So that up, add our glue, and that would be upside down. Turn it right side up. And I did not ink that inside edge there. That real good. So I'm just going to come in here, bend that down, and just run the dauber that way. Oh, now we're there. Now on this one, I'm not going to have the mat go all the way down, because then I won't be able to use one of the strips that I cut off. Use the scrap. You notice I didn't ink this side. It's not going to be seen, so why bother? Peel that one up. Peel this one up. Final one. Come in with my glue. And make sure I'm the right side. Where I want it to go, and then down. Back in here, because this is down to the last part. Now I'm going to go ahead and mat this side, and then I'll show you how I'm going to put that, what my little trick is to holding that down while the glue sets. And it doesn't take long for glue to set, just a moment or two, and it will grab just fine. That one, yeah. Because holding these up gives me a bit more glue than what I would have if I did it while it was laying down. Set that. And it's a little wonky, but it'll do. Now, hold that over. I want to put glue here and here to hold that pocket down. And then, because I don't really want to sit here and hold it and hold it and hold it for those few seconds or minute that it takes for this glue to grab on, because I may have something else to do. You may have something else to do if you're gluing your pocket down, and you're losing time when you're sitting here. So, if I had to wait, I would go ahead and fold this over. Now, when you're gluing outside edges, come in from the middle and spread your glue that way. It may come out the sides, that's okay, but you don't want it going this way. Now, to hold this, I have my magic jar of clips. And, you know, we see these. I don't use these in anything, but I've got them, so this is what I use them for. They hold the little things. I think I got these in a swap. And I've got all different sizes. Some are painted, some are not. Some are... The little ones, that's the way they came. A little bit larger ones, these are all black and white. These are like from the Dollar Tree, like our clothespins. And I think this one is, yeah, this one's painted. This one I put washi tape on. You know, just to dress them up. Why not? Our craft area does not have to be dull and boring. And those will hold that side just fine until we get to there with our other tag to put in, which is right here. Now remember, we went ahead and cut these, so this tag's going to fit in this way. So this needs to go up this way, and this goes on the back here, just the way I would fit it in. And then come in here, my bottom edge to the 1/2 inch, close that down, set that over there. My top edge has the scallop. I love these things. They've got more power when in the push than you would get in a normal punch. It's not quite as hard. It's like with edge punchers. I know I had tape. I have trouble with the edge punches because some of them are so hard to punch. Am I the only one that's noticed that? And some corner punches. I've got some that do 3 different designs in the corner. And I actually have to stand up and force them down. Probably because I'm using cardstock. But it's almost like I can't grip it hard enough. And that could also be because of the arthritis I have in my hands. I used to could do a lot of things. But as we get older, we get to where our body's just, our mind says we can do it. Our mind's like, sure, you can do that. Sure, you could do this. You used to could, you could still. And then it comes down to doing it. And our body is laughing at us like, you really think you're going to be able to do that? Nope, 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 nope. Okay. Now, those are on. Did I ink? No, I didn't ink. That may help. Go ahead, Shell, skip a step. That would not be a good thing. have at times put things together without and forget to ink. I get on a roll. I mean, I don't know if everybody else does, but I do. Sometimes I wonder if I'd forget my own head if it wasn't attached to my shoulders. Oh, my trash bin over here a little bit closer. So I've got these strips now going all over my desk because I didn't have it in the right place. That one comes up. My glue. That down and make sure I've got the side where the side goes. Top to top, bottom to bottom. And down it goes. Not a big deal. Go ahead and do this one right quick. Come on now. Hopefully I can get this done and just add this to the first part that broke off instead of having to do a whole separate video, which is why it may seem like I'm rushing, but I just don't want to have a video that's too long and have y'all bored to death watching. Let's see. This one I didn't do my whole halfway, and I did that on purpose so that you can see that even if you forget, you can, well, turn my thing around, always come back in and do your whole. It's not going to matter one way or another. It's whatever floats your boat. Let's do this one here. So on one side, you can want to go a lighter shade. See how these are different shades? Which is good, because then you've got something you can pick and choose from. There. That's that one. And I used pink in the other. So, come in here, find the end of our pink, and cut off a bit. Fold it over, poke it through the front, which I call the front of the card, or tag. And I'll stick it through the back. Pull up, and then pull each one. Try to pull each one separately. I can separate them. There we go. Not too tight, just a little on the snug side. Because if you pull them too tight, you're going to rip your card, and we don't want that to happen. Trim that one. Trim that one. And now we can come back in here, remove our clips, because our glue has set. Where's my little jar? Put those in there. Turn that over, and in it goes, just like that. And my pocket's secure. So, hopefully this will catch me up to where I was going to be. Maybe a little bit further, because now we have all of our mats done. But this folds out quite a ways. See, there's half of it. There's half of it. There's our tags. Come in here, we've got both of our flips. We fold that over, and we've got our mats. Now, this is added to our book, as you can see. It's getting thicker. That's fine. Yeah, because it's still only that wide. We don't want it to gape open, so we're going to try and keep it to where it goes about this far. No more. Hopefully, keep our fingers crossed. So this is where we're at today. We'll come back, we'll do some tags maybe. But we do have this last page here we need to focus on. And maybe something in the front and back. Don't know yet. We'll figure it out. Anyway, if you've enjoyed my little catch-up part in this video, give me a thumbs up, hit the like and subscribe button, and ring that bell so that you get notified of my next upcoming video. This is Shelby with Shelby Creations. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Bye.